So hi Marita, great to have you as our Athlete of the Month this month. Can you give us a bit of background on your experiences in recreational sports as an adaptive athlete?
My actual sport history is not just recreational based. I actually grew up, as many people with cerebral palsy do, get into swimming at an early age. So I was swimming at the age of 4, and by the time I was about 10 years of age, I was actually starting competitive swimming. And then by the time I was 14, I was actually involved in swimming for athletes with a disability. That was the first time I actually had heard about it. Prior to that, I'd have to go to competitions and just compete. But then when I was 14, I got into competitive swimming for people with a disability. And I did that through to the end of high school, where I then decided to go off to university. However, all my life I've been a skier, and I never went into ski racing or anything like that. Skiing was purely recreational for me. I love doing skiing. I started skiing at the age of about 4 years of age and skied just recreationally, going away on holidays and enjoying that. And then recently in the last 5-6 years, I've got into wheelchair tennis. I played tennis as a child, but always struggled. And then I got involved in wheelchair tennis, and I do that recreationally as well, and a couple just fun competitions throughout the year.
Cool. What has your highlight of your sporting journey been so far, Marita?
There's two. When I was young as a teenager and making the National Junior Disabled Games and going off and competing in Brisbane and then again in Adelaide, I think that was really the highlight, because I was competing 8 days a week. I was doing 1 hour to 2 hour training sessions, doing strength and conditioning, and then I finally made a team and got to meet other people from around Australia and compete against them, and just, build friendships from there. So that would be one highlight. And I think the other highlight is getting involved in tennis and meeting people of all ages, of all abilities, who just want to play tennis, go out there, have fun, at a recreational level, and just, and then go and catch up afterwards and do things like that. So I think they're the two highlights, I think, as a competitive athlete in swimming, and then recreationally would be just, being part of the tennis community.
That's great. What made you get involved with teaching adaptive tennis?
I think it was more so that working at a tennis center, you had to be, they wanted everyone to be a tennis coach, as well, even if you just work behind the desk. They just wanted to have an understanding of what it's like to be a tennis coach. So I went off and did my ATPCA tennis coaching course just before COVID hit, and already I'd been involved in the Adaptive Hub at City Community Tennis, but then actually getting my coaching license and understanding how to teach tennis, I then actually got involved as an adaptive tennis coach, and on Saturday mornings I coach athletes with a disability, and it's just very rewarding, really. I enjoy sharing the experience of how to push around in a tennis chair on the court with the little kids, and and just seeing them grow and learning a sport and having fun. And then on Wednesday afternoons, I actually coach a couple of Indigenous kids with disabilities, and again, it's just really rewarding. And so I think basically I got in from the point of working in a tennis center, and then having to be a tennis coach, have knowledge, but then I think just sharing my experiences and teaching kids and getting them involved in sport recreationally.
Cool. What piece of advice would you give to other athletes with disabilities looking to get involved with sport and recreation?
Just give it a try. Doesn't matter what the sport is, just go out there and give it a try. It changed my life, and I think it changes many people with a disability. So whatever it is, whether it's frame running, tennis, swimming, boccia, just go. If there's a sport you like, just go and give it a try.
Good advice. So what did you do to keep healthy and active during the COVID lockdowns? Did you keep up your tennis and other sports?
Yes, we were very fortunate because of you could exercise with one other person. Tennis was one sport I could keep up during the lockdown. So I continued having one-on-one lessons with a tennis coach, but then being able to also, within the 5K radius, contact my friends that played tennis and have a hit with one of them on the court. So that's one way I kept active, was by still playing tennis, and then also by going just for walks around the neighbourhood. And then we actually got a little mini gym set up downstairs in the garage, so keeping active on my exercise bike, and just keeping in touch with my exercise physiologist. I didn't do telehealth, but just keeping in touch with her and having programs to do at home. And then I think it's also a bit of fun was we put a little mini net up in the garage so I could hit on the wall and play tennis a bit. So that's how I kept active during lockdown.
So now you're involved with your CPSARA. What made you get involved with the organisation, and what do you love about it?
I was actually involved in CPSARA when I was a swimmer. I was editor for a while with CPSARA. So back in the day, I can't remember what year, but I was involved in CPSARA during my swimming career, and was able to help with the editor. And then when I was asked to come on as the community sport person for CPSARA on the committee, was just giving back really, and getting kids with disability involved in sport from a recreational point of view, because I think that it's really important that kids get involved in sport, whether you have a disability or don't have a disability, because it's important to be active, but more so with a disability. So being involved in CPSARA and seeing these connect days evolve every couple of months is really a big thing, because as a child, we didn't really know what was out there for people with disabilities. So being able to share the connect days with people and get people involved, I find is really important. So, and then working with a fantastic committee and sharing common thoughts around getting people with disability in sport.
Yeah. Finally, would you like to share any other interesting facts about yourself with the CPSARA community?
I guess most people know me as a skier. So I think another fun fact about me is that, yes, I do downhill skiing and ski resorts and stuff. But in the last couple of years, I've got involved in backcountry with the support of Disabled Winter Sport Australia and family and friends, and go out the back and actually use, hike out with my crutches and go and see the beautiful world out there behind the mountains. So I think, I've had my swimming career, I've had my recreational skiing, but yeah, I do backcountry, and I have actually kite skied with Murray before as well.
That's great. Well, thank you for sharing your insights with us.
You are welcome.